And continuing with our review, let me just put the music on, that would help. We are on to another Big Five country, which is Italy. I kind of like it. It's nice, it's inoffensive, it bumbles along. Totally doomed, though. It's not going to do anything as far as I'm concerned. It's a great song, but nothing really going to light up the scoreboards. Okay.
Actually, that is the winner from of the Russian-speaking vlog review. Okay. So we voted for that, and for me, it's nothing special.
Yeah. Okay.
My opinion.
Andrew.
Yeah, it almost feels like they've given up on this one, Italy themselves. Haven't heard much about it. The meaning of the song's quite interesting, but it just hasn't really been picked up. It's like it's fallen below the radar completely. As you say, it's all right, but that's all you can really say. Yeah.
I'm quite intrigued how they're going to stage it. Chris, what do you think?
Well, they haven't done any promotion so far, and as is usually the case with Italy, they don't seem to care so much about the contest in general, like really showing up with a great staging concept or anything. We haven't seen that from Italy in any of the years so far. So, yeah, I'm worried about it. But on the other hand, it is artistic, it is authentic, it is Italian, it is passionate, and I think it won't do as poorly as many fans are predicting it to do.
Okay. And Desiree, love from the Netherlands for Italy this year?
For me, yes, at least. It's actually one of my favorites. I mentioned earlier that I didn't really feel the French song. For me, this one has somehow similar theme. I mean, of course, I know that it's different, but it is linked to it. And yeah, I mean, the anger, the frustration, I think it's something that many people today feel. Mm-hmm. And to me it comes across, maybe because I understand the lyrics, but yeah, it's very Italian. We haven't seen it, but we shouldn't discard it.
Okay. Yeah, I think another one we're waiting for rehearsals really to see what goes on there.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, it was interesting you said about I understand the song. I think that maybe is a problem. I mean, obviously Italy more often than not are in Italian, but maybe if it was in English, I think a lot more people would probably share the sentiment of the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Lithuania. This is another one for me that came alive on the promo tour. So I'm got a lot of expectations for this when we see the rehearsals. I think she's a really excellent singer, actually. She's got a lot of stage presence. You feel the emotion. There's a connection almost straight away. Desiree, how about you?
Yeah, I also really like this one a lot. It's, yeah, like you said, it's a very emotional song. And what I really like about this song, and what I note most of it, I mean, of course we know this song mostly in English, but she sings the last lines in Lithuanian, and that is where the crowd goes crazy when she performs it. So I wonder if the way would be to go even more in Lithuanian.
Yeah, maybe. Sergey?
I think that I'm the only one who can pronounce her name correctly.
Eva.
Sasimauskaite.
Oh, I'm not even going to try that bit.
So that's the kind of songs I will listen when I will get old, and I do like it. But she will be struggling to qualify.
Okay, Andrew?
Well, seeing as I'm about 5 years older than he is, I like this song.
35 years.
35 years old, fair enough. Okay. No, I like this song too. I think it's there's a nice sentiment. She sings it well. As you said, the reaction from the Lithuanian at the end of it, I don't know, it just gives you a nice, happy feeling. It's got, yeah, just the whole story of the song. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay. And Chris, for you, Lithuania love this year?
Well, she's cute. They had a staging concept in the Lithuanian national final already set in place. I expect them to work on that and really make it come alive on the Eurovision stage. On the ESCKAZ betting podcast, which is another feature that we are doing this year, Lithuania was already predicted by one of our betting experts, Tim, to do really well. So I won't argue with that.
Okay, cool. Moving on. I'm going to skip Latvia because I'm really not a fan at all this year. So I'm going to come straight to Sergey.
I hope that our Latvian followers will forgive me, but this song is so annoying.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. I don't know. Maybe because of her personality. I can't even.
Look at they're all laughing at us over there.
Why so?
I don't know. We're gonna ask them. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm not even laughing at you, but it's more that Chris and me, we were speaking about this song earlier, and I think that it's really a song that has many interpretations possible, because in an interview she mentioned what the song was about and I completely interpreted it differently. So,
And Chris?
Yeah, I mean Latvia. She has something very theatrical about her, and that might be also its downfall. She has these head bangings, like she's waving her hair around, and it might come across a bit too fake. And she's also American, as we all know after interviewing her, that she has just this Americanness about her, and I'm not sure how this will do for the wider Europe.
You said the right word, fake. I think that it's fake and it's look fake for me. That's why it's annoying me.
But at the same time, juries are looking for this professional presence on stage. You know, like juries want to see someone on stage that really embraces the stage and takes command on the stage, and she does that quite well.
Okay, Andrew?
Yeah, I think that theatrical element that you mentioned will help it a bit, and also the kind of looping melody, the diddle-a-da, diddle-a-da, you know, it kind of sticks in your head, and lyrically it's quite clever, actually.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about the lyrical disasters that we've already had this year, and I don't think it fits in, you know, that pot. So maybe, yeah, I think it might qualify.
Okay. For me, it's just bland. There's just a blandness about it. There's no emotion. The American thing, yeah, she's a lovely lady and everything, but there's just no connection really for me. So I'm going to move on. Sorry. Moldova, I love it. Yeah, I mean, sailing through to the final. For me, it's definitely finishing in the top 10 somewhere. I don't know. Chris is like smirking at me there. What do you think, Chris?
In this case, I would worry about the jury score. Juries tend to go for something that's modern and radio friendly, and Moldova's song is neither of these. And this is a big ask to overcome. I mean, they could still finish very high in televote and therefore make top 10. But in the jury side, I have no doubt it's going to be outside the top 10 for the juries, and therefore they have a mountain to climb.
Hey, Desiree?
yeah, I have some mixed feelings about this song. I mean, I like that it's really, really ethnical. But I also think that it's a very generic song, especially in the lyrics. And I feel that the other language versions of the song work a lot better than the English ones, where just some words are put together and you have lyrics.
Okay.
So we've talked about lyrics otherwise, and this one is another one for me.
Okay. Without giving anything too much away, I've had some inside information on how the staging is going to be. Andrew, do you think the staging is going to be important for this, and do you think that's going to influence how it will work?
It might do, actually, because you think there was a lot of staging in the entry last year and it helped them no end. And the kind of big bad, well, it's like a Balkan wedding song, and you can hear it, you go to the Balkans immediately with it. I think how they interpret that on the stage will influence it. But we were talking about the lyrics as well. I think probably it would be better in another language, because then I wouldn't understand it. Yeah. But yeah, I think it will qualify. You say it's sailing through. I think the strategic voting, what we've got in that block in that semi-final, will see it through pretty sure, regardless of what the juries say.
Love for your neighbours?
Actually, I want to skip this song because
why?
If I will share my opinion about this song, then they will ban they will ban me from the Moldovan parties and Moldovan embassies, and I do want to go there because this is those parties and these embassies and those parties are so madnesses, and I want to go there. So no opinion.
Okay,
sorry.
No problem. Okay, so moving on to Macedonia, probably the most interesting song in the whole competition for me. Yes, I get that it's 3 songs in one, but it really works. I'm not really a fan of reggae usually, but the little bits of reggae in this really is working for me. A nice delegation, the guys are really friendly. It would be something I would listen to at home. It reminds me a lot of No Doubt. I don't know, I'll just throw that out to Andrew.
Yeah, it's the kind of lower parts of Just a Girl, right? Definitely. I think I like this a lot too. I find like it bounces along, and even though you go between the genres as the song goes on, it stays with you. It's always in my head now. The only thing that worries me is the first time I heard it, I thought, oh, we've gone from one song to another. I like it, but most people will hear this one time and one time only. It's something they suffered, I think, with last year, the tweaking, the changing. They haven't tweaked or changed anything this year, but it's just whether it has the impact the first time people hear it. I think vocally she's very strong. She's got a lovely rich voice. Well, it's certainly on record there was a little bit I think one of the first performances, but I think she'll gain in confidence, and as you said, they're very nice. You know, I don't know, their recent record's poor, which is why I'd have concerns about qualification. But
Chris, picking up on the vocal, you've seen her in Amsterdam and Madrid. Maybe not as strong as we thought she should be. What are your opinions on that?
Yeah, the performances where she has shined so far were the ones where she was singing the acoustic version. Yeah. But with the whole arrangement, there are some issues, and overall, I don't think Macedonia is gonna make it.
Okay. Desiree?
Yeah, well, for me, basically, it's a lot what Andrew said earlier. When I first heard this, I had troubles to take this song really, really seriously, because it's just so many songs, so many genres, all in one. But I am starting to like it more and more, which for me obviously is a good thing, but it also brings a worry, like how many times does someone have to hear it to appreciate it? So I hope it does well, but yeah, we'll have to see how it works out.
Okay, just as we come to the jangly guitar bit, Sergey?
I found this song a really catchy and great song. I think that former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia now on the right path.
Macedonia.
Okay, former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia now the right parts at the Eurovision, but if they will not qualify, I'm afraid that they will withdraw next year. So that's the sad thing.
Okay. And moving on to Malta and Christabel. I know Christabel. I interviewed her a few years ago at the national final. She's a lovely girl. She's a very competent singer. However, I think the song is completely generic. It has no soul for me at all. Desiree?
Yeah, I also don't really have much with this song. I mean, when I looked at the national final, it stood out. But when I hear it between the songs here, then yeah, it doesn't really do much for me. I mean, she's a good singer, but that's about it for me.
Chris, do you think PBS are going to be able to shuffle those envelopes and get through this year?
We're not sure at the moment if Malta's still cheating or not. I mean,
other cheats are available.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much agree on what happened in the year Ira Losko was taking part. Last year, I'm not so sure, and they've had some changes, but I don't think that this song needs cheating to go through. It's the weaker semifinal. It's the second semifinal, and she's very passionate about it. So I think that she can make.
She's a great singer.
Exactly, and she also kind of connects to people, and that's even more important, I guess, than just hitting the notes and stuff. So well, in the Maltese national final, they had quite a few of gimmicky concepts going on, and it was still a hot mess, I would say. But there's some potential there. They need to bring some ideas. They have ladies in the box. They just need to basically show something visually that will keep people interested and distract from the rather generic song, and then it might have a chance. The betting markets are at the moment skeptical about it. It's about 33% chance.
Okay. Andrew?
The topic's mental health, I believe, right? Yeah. And how it's a taboo, and that's a good message, I think. I mean, I guess it's one of the topics that's in the press recently as well. But as a song, again, it leaves me cold. You want to like it, it's just there, exactly. It's like, we've got 43 songs, and this is number whatever it would be, and it does feel a bit like that. I guess we'll see, as the rehearsals, unfold, if there's something to go,
And finally, Sergey.
I find this song a little bit outdated. As for 2010 edition, even not Eurovision, Melody Festival and on Melody Grand Prix, not the song for Eurovision for me in 2018 now.
Okay. So kind of mixed feelings. Good singer, maybe not great song. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to Montenegro and Vanya with Inje, Balkan ballads. Usually with Balkan ballads, I explode and love every second of it. Yes, I like it. Yes, he's an okay singer, but it's missing something for me. Just, I'm not quite sure what I can put my finger on. Whether it's just a bit of atmosphere to the song or something like that. Andrew, our Balkan correspondent.
It's interesting that because the first time I heard it, I thought it was quite generic as a Balkan ballad. It didn't hit me.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's true. The juries normally like it. It gets them through, and it has. I mean, there are 2 qualifications now. We're from Knez and Sergej Chetkovic. So it's in a similar vein to those 2. It's certainly a radical departure from last year.
Yes.
But after a few lessons, and also I think when the video came out, that was when it had an impact. Yeah. And if he gets that impact across on stage, then I think it will be the Balkan surprise qualifier. He's a lovely guy. He's got lots of personality, and I think that's going to win him a lot of respect and also goodwill. Okay. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Zero.
Yeah, I agree with a lot that has been said. Usually I'm also a really big fan of the Balkan ballads. And yeah, well, the thing that this is the only real Balkan ballad this year, it really helps a lot. So it's definitely one of my favorites in the semi-final.
Because usually as Westerners, like Balkan ballads go straight into our top 10s. But it's kind of hasn't done that this year. Why do you think that is, Chris?
Well, I think that in the end, Eurovision is about finding a larger audience, and in this case, Montenegro is in the semi-final where Serbia is voting and Slovenia is voting. So he really needs to make sure to get big points from there, because these are the ones that he really depends on. If they are just sort of having him in the middle, then it's not going to work out.
And any love for Vanya for you?
No. Vanya always says that he has no followers and no fans. I'm also no fan of him, so I have no opinion. It's blind for me.
Okay, cool. All right, so then we are now coming to Desiree's home country, the Netherlands. I'm going to save you to last, Desiree. Chris, what are your opinions on this first?
For me, it's a bit throwback, Bon Jovi, 90s rock. It's very American. I think juries are gonna like it. I think juries are gonna like him as a performer. It's professional. He's true, authentic. But to really challenge for anything that he's done with Calm After the Storm, I think would be a bit too much of an ask. And I'm seeing Netherlands rather finishing in the 11th to 15th place.
I think I share your exact same opinions on all of that, because I couldn't agree more with you. Okay.
That's not the type of music I'm listening to, so I have no opinion again. Okay. Nothing at all, and we have the Netherlands here. Yeah, so
don't worry about that. It's okay. We had no love for UK either, so it's fine. You know.
No opinion.
Andrew.
I quite like country as a genre anyway, but it tends to not be the slap my thigh for our cameraman who does like this song and has been enjoying it.
He's dancing away over there.
Isn't he just, yeah. But yeah, I mean, for me, it sounds like a Garth Brooks reject song from about 1995. And they would have said, we'll cut this from the album, forget about it. And that's what I would like to do, to be honest. Okay. Yeah.
Desiree, your home country. What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I am still not really sure. I mean, Waylon is definitely a great singer, and I would be really surprised if the vocal performance will be any less than excellent. And actually, he has promised a really great staging that has never been done before. So I am really looking forward to the rehearsal in a couple of days.
Okay, cool. And so kind of mixed feelings really there from the Netherlands. Okay, Norway. Now, this is my tip to win. The whole thing, and Chris is laughing at me over there. I really am not a fan of the song. I really dislike it. However, there is something about his stage presence and something about how he performs and something about the song that is instantly catchy. I think it will hoover up televotes. Juries maybe not so much, and I'm going to come straight to Chris because he's just going to completely disagree with everything I've said there.
No, I mean, this is the one song that people get behind that don't understand anything about music. But still,
Rude.
well,
I mean, I hate it, but I think he's going to do well.
I think it's being reflected in the fan polls as well, and I think we're underestimating the Eurovision fans, as they have kind of grown a sense for what's modern and really required at the contest to do well. For me, this is in the same line of all these other failed comebacks of strong performers, strong stage presence, no doubt about it, but in the end he just didn't bring anything that is even close to Fairy Tale. So I'm really asking you, how can someone who didn't really develop since Fairy Tale bring this kind of much poorer song to Eurovision and still win the contest? That would be quite an insult to the entire competition at this point, and I'm really not seeing Norway doing anything. Maybe top 10 but that's it.
Okay, Andrew, you're nodding in agreement there.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, this is. I think this would probably be my least favourite this year. But what's strange as well, while Chris was talking and the song was playing in the background, I realised there's such a long instrumental piece in this song. It's like he's barely in the song anyway, and it sounds like the irony of the title is that this is everything that would be wrong in writing a song. There's nothing, I could see it being a comeback disaster as well, akin to Dana International, maybe not quite as bad.
No,
but
I don't see a Dana International.
But I don't know. I can't understand why this would get votes, because if people like this, I think the Czech Republic is a better version of it for something more contemporary, shall we say?
Sergej?
I think that it's the case when we hate the song, but we know it's a winner. And already we have a song about how to write the song. It's Petra Mede and Måns Zelmerlöw's song Peace, Peace, Love, Love.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's the same. Peace,
it's
peace,
the same.
Love, love.
So
if Peace, Peace, Love, Love had actually been entered by Sweden, it would have finished in the top 10.
Yeah. So that would be the top 10 for sure, but I hate it.
Okay. Desiree.
Yeah, what I think, I mean, this song is quite ironic indeed in a way. I mean, putting all the cliches together, and personally for me a pet hate is all this shooby-dooby wop wop in the bridge. I completely can't stand it, so I would love that part to be just cut out, and maybe I would give it a chance, but I would just, I don't know.
But do you really think it's meant to be ironic? I'm not sure about that.
No, I don't think it's ironic. That's the worst part. It's not ironic.
I didn't say I actually liked it.
But no. Oh, no, you didn't. But no, that's the thing. This is what makes me laugh. It should be ironic, but I think this is a serious attempt at writing a song, which is terrifying.
Yeah, and I have a follow-up question. If you are a professional songwriter, okay, you earn a living writing songs, you're sitting in a national jury, and then you have to judge this entry of the Norwegian guy telling you how to write a song. How is that gonna work out? I mean, seriously.
Anyway, on that note, we'll move on to... yeah, I really don't know what to make of this as well. Poland. It's kind of catchy. I mean, Lucas is not the best vocalist going, but there's something about this. Poland have a large diaspora that will vote for them. The juries maybe will crucify this a little bit, but I think enough to get it through to the final. It's okay.
I personally can't even understand what's the song even about. Is it about the summer? Is it a song for a movie? I have no opinion again.
Okay, Chris?
Poland in the second semi-final has Ukraine voting for them, Latvia voting for them. There's quite a few other nations I can't remember right now, but they have some voting power in the semi-final. As a song itself, I don't think it's nearly as strong as Norway was last year. Sometimes people make this comparison. Yeah, and he's Swedish also, so the Polish diaspora is perhaps not that motivated to vote for Lucas since he's Swedish.
Yeah, okay. Desiree?
I also, again, mixed feelings for this one. It is somehow catchy, but also just there. Yeah. And even though initially I didn't really notice the vocals when I was watching it in the national final, I mean, the vocals are not good, so with better vocalists around, it's probably going to be hard. And also the Polish diaspora doesn't save them every time. We've seen that in the last year as well.
Okay. So, Fluffy Pop Monster in the corner. The guy is Swedish. He's, you know, everything about Swedish you should love by default because you're Fluffy Pop Monster. Is this rocking it for you?
Without being contrary, I don't like many Swedish entries, but
You're not going to be called Fluffy Pop Monster anymore.
you can give me another name then if you like. But I think I agree with what Sergei said at the beginning. I'm not really sure what the point of this song is. It doesn't seem to know its own identity. It seems, I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, and even then I don't think it would make top 80. It's odd. So I don't know. I think the diaspora, when it comes to the Polish diaspora, I mean, we saw a few years ago when I think they were third in the televote, and some people couldn't understand that, but the song did so well because it was that kind of Scorpions 80s rock. This isn't something, I don't think, that's going to bring people out to vote in droves from to think of their motherland. So
none of us really feeling the love for Poland. Moving on to finally for this part, this year's host, Ojadam. I don't know, I'm ambivalent about this as well, really. It's gonna do okay because it's this year's host. It's quite nicely performed. They look quite cute on stage together. But really, it's just there for me. Chris?
There's no guarantee for hosts to do well. We've seen that with Austria hosting in 2015. The Makers, they were fine and they scored 0 points, if I remember correctly. So I don't think there's anything helping with being the host entry at all. But still, she has some magic about her. She performs this, and she's like a Salvador Light version. Yeah. She feels her song. And I think she will impress some people. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think Portugal can be proud of the entry this year.
And Desiree, feeling the love there?
No, I'm not really feeling this song myself. I mean, I get the message of the song, but I think it's just it is much of the same in the song. There's not enough variation for me.
Yeah. It's like something you'd listen to at home, really. Just like put on, relax to. Not really something that's going to make you motivate to vote. Opinion, Andrew?
Yeah, I would say it sounds like background music in a restaurant when you think, why couldn't they have something I want to listen to on?
Yeah.
It reminds me of, I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's too hard.
I don't know. I can only give my opinion, and it's not worth very much. I'll give you that. But
now, children.
No, I'd say it's just like, I don't know. If I could listen to a grey day, it would be this song. That's what that's how I would describe it. But I don't know. I would have thought it would probably still be top 20 in the final, maybe, as because it's in a slightly similar vein, as you said, emotional like last year's. So it might see them pick up a few points and won't get nil point. But
and the far side of Europe for you, is this bringing it for you this year?
Not at all. We should sing and listen to that song while we're walking around the city or walking around Lisbon, but something is missing. Not so good as like last year Portugal.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that just wraps it up for this part, and we're going to continue with Romania. So continue with our review, we come on to Romania. Again, I really like this song. It does take a little while to get going. She's an amazing singer on stage. She really owns it. I think people are discounting this one at their own risk. There's no love for it. However, when the rehearsals start, I think people will come around a lot. So okay.
I will not agree with you because it's another blind spot for me. Okay. They will not qualify for sure.
Okay. Andrew?
I think it's a definite qualifier, just because Romania have that habit, and plus as well when you look,
they've qualified with worse,
much worse than this. And also if you look at the countries there, you've got Moldova, you've got the Eastern Seaboard, almost without the sea. So I think that they'll be safe in terms of qualification. But we were just talking before about it, and I don't know, there was nothing to it, but then I find it, the more I listen to it, then it begins to wake up a bit, and away you go. We'll see. Not bad.
Chris, coming to you.
Well, she can sing, but the song needs 1 minute to get going.
Exactly.
And in Eurovision, you need to make the most out of your 3 minutes. And if you waste the first minute with an intro, basically, then that spells trouble. And therefore, I'm not that optimistic on Romania this year.
Okay. But do you think they almost stole is probably the wrong word to use. They almost stole the national final from Femi, who was the huge favourite to win. Do you not think that we maybe missed something?
No, they didn't steal it from her actually, because in the Romanian national final we could see who the public were voting for, and this one was in second place for almost the entire show, and it then somehow it somehow finished on the top, but I think the one they stole it from was the Walk on Water song from Alexei and this couple. So I don't think that they have proven a lot in by winning their national final. And as I said, 3 minutes Eurovision is, you need to make the most out of it. If you have 1 minute intro, it's a tough ask.
Yeah. Desiree?
I don't agree completely here. I think in this song that it has two really distinct parts. Maybe the part that sells it, because that will remember people. That the people will remember. And also I think that her vocals are indeed really, really strong. So of course they have a hard starting position in the second semi-final, but with the songs that are around it, and yeah, I think it has a chance.
Okay. So moving on now to probably one of the most controversial songs so far this year, with I Won't Break from Yulia Samalova from Russia. We all watched that, put it in quotes, performance from the Russian Moscow party. I really don't know how this is going to go. I think we will still see Russia in the top 10 because they will stage the hell out of it. Chris?
It's quite interesting. You're having Norway in your top 10, you have Moldova in your top 10, you have Russia in your top 10. I don't exactly know how this has all to add up in the end. But I wish her all the best, definitely. I think she's been used a bit as a political chess piece in the past. And just because of that, I hope for her that she can use the Eurovision stage and present herself as an artist and not so much as kind of a political chess piece for the Russians.
Okay. Sergey, your neighbors.
Can we skip it?
Yes, of course I can skip it, no problem. Andrew?
To be fair to her, I thought that performance was also down to the backing vocalist more than anything. She didn't do too bad of a day's work, and I think maybe it's something for people to talk about, and they're certainly talking about it now, so maybe we'll see a vast improvement when we get to the rehearsals. Who knows? Maybe it's optimistic, right? Yeah. But I think it will qualify still. As you say, you can still see it edging into the top 10.
Yeah, I can still see it edging into the top 10. Desiree?
Well, as a song, I think it's stronger than the entry she was supposed to have last year, but with the performance and even in the studio version, I feel that her voice seems to have some problems to carry it. So yeah, I wonder how this is going to end, and maybe Russia, what no one seems to have as a possibility yet, could be the first time that they don't qualify.
Okay, cool. Non-qualification there from Desiree. Team, we're only 5 songs left. I'm sure you're glad to know. Okay, so moving on a little bit here now, we go to the other Italian delegation in the contest, San Marino. No Italian singing, it's Maltese singing, and it's a German singer, and I'm really not sure what to make of it again. I think the wrong song possibly was picked at the national final. I think they might have done a bit better with Sarah de Blue. Chris, what do you think?
I agree with that. I think with Sarah de Blue they would have had a very good chance to qualify for the final. In this case, I don't think the entire thing will come together, and the betting markets agree with that. At the moment, San Marino is not given any chance to make the final at all.
Okay, Sergey, coming to you.
I can't find anything special in this song. I even don't understand how this song is in Eurovision. They put the robots in the national final. For what reason? For what goal? I don't understand. And it reminds so much of Heroes than for Zermino.
Yeah, so it's Heroes Part 2, isn't it?
I'm annoyed about this song. So
okay. Okay, Andrew, come to you.
Just say, Chris mentioned that point about songwriting earlier. The lyrics of the chorus, I mean...
Can you do the rap?
it's me. I can't remember. It's me, Jenny B. I'm a VIP. Oh, and something like this. Hold on. If you run it back, I'll listen.
No, we haven't got time to do that.
See me rap, believe me. But I mean, they're nice girls, but you can't help feeling like it's Bunny in Headlights, and we're looking at something like 17th or 18th again, right?
Yeah.
Maybe more than 1 point that they got last year. Maybe 2 or 3.
Is it very finally with you?
Yeah, I'm also not feeling this song. I think it's really like put together, and they were, basically stuck with this song. Even though, of course, it seems that they are happy with it, but I think both are better singers than they can show in this song. And I also was hoping that Jennifer would actually do more singing. Okay. Because I think as a singer she's better than as a rapper. Okay.
It's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me this year. I can actually put it on and listen to it and quite like it. Totally doomed, but you know. Okay, moving on to last but one Balkan country, which is Serbia. I think back to form for Serbia this year. This is kind of what they do best. They should steer away from the fluffy pop stuff, and this is what they should stick to. I'm not sure if it's going to qualify. I want to see them on the stage. I want to see how they stage it. I want to see the rehearsals. I want to see how the vocals come across. Desiree, I'll come to you.
Yeah, what the vocals are really the best part of this song. But as much as I want to really like this song and have it in my top 5, somehow I don't really feel it. And also I think that the new version that they have released a few weeks ago, it's a bit more plastic, more chemical, and yeah, they didn't really need to change the song the way they did.
Okay, so maybe no connection there from Desiree, but Chris, do you have a connection with this?
Juries don't tend to go for this kind of regional flavor, and this is the problem for Serbia this year. I think if they manage to really kind of get the Balkan votes behind them, then they have a chance. But at the moment, I'm not seeing it happening.
Okay. Andrew, I know you're a fan because you like them. You've met them a few times. Yeah. But yeah, honest opinion on the song.
No, honest opinion. Actually, you're saying about this. Vocally, they're incredible. Danica, the young girl who does the more ethnic sound part of that, vocally she sang "I Always Love You" a few weeks ago, and literally, when someone is foreign, they don't get the diction right or the words spot on, word for word. And I think vocally as a group, they have a nice harmony. I think it ticks all the Balkan boxes that we've known from years before, but definitely at Beovision it came across, it hit you, the sound of the song, the vocals, the rhythm, and it really synchronized well. And I think your point about the new recorded version, it lost a bit of soul. That's my only worry, but if they get that flavor that they got on stage in Beovision, then I think it will hopefully get through. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, feeling the Balkan love?
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
I watched the Beovision and I thought, what a great and powerful song. It's so unique and so Serbian. But now I'm not sure if they will qualify. It's 95% for me that they will stay in the semi-final. So.
Okay. And our last Balkan entry for this year is Havle Ne from ESCKAZ. Another backing vocalist that has returned to Eurovision as the front person this time. It would help if I play the song, right? I got caught up in the whole Serbian thing there, and yeah, I need another Jack Daniels, so maybe the cameraman will get me one. I'm not sure how this works. Yeah, it's trying way too hard to be very contemporary and modern and upbeat, and I think this is not really what Slovenia do best. I think they should stick to doing ballads or doing something like a bit Balkan flavor. Desiree, what do you think?
Yeah, what I like most about this entry is that Leia is a really good performer. I mean, her performances at the pre-parties have been very impressive, but unfortunately the song itself for me is not one that I would readily put on. That's good.
Chris?
Yeah, they need to kind of recreate this contemporary feel about it, don't be put off by the dance moves behind the camera over here. He likes it, yeah. He likes it a lot. Yeah. No, I can understand the appeal. No worries about it. In the end, you need to convince people that they have to vote for something which is in Slovenian, and this is always a problem, you know. So it really needs to be very, very strong, and I'm not sure Slovenia is just there yet, but maybe they can pull it off. I don't know.
Okay. Sergey?
Actually, I'm quite into the Be Cool bands. It's the guys from EVA National Selection of Slovenia, and I have no opinion about this.
Okay.
I want Be Cool to represent Slovenia one day, but it's again the second year they are not, so nothing to say.
So coming finally to Andrew, you were at the national final. Honest opinions on the song?
Yeah, well, when I heard them all first through, there was this and a ballad that did it for me. I thought Be Cool's song this year was nowhere near as strong as last year's.
Last year was better.
Last year they should have sent them. I think that would have been top 10 for them, actually. As for this year, this was the one that had the most impact on me, actually. I think I like the way it builds and then it stutters and we jerk. But as Desiree said, she's an amazing performer. She's, again, lots of personality, good fun, and I would hope that will translate into a few votes for them, maybe, because I think they've tried something. There's no other song like this year. I don't, you know, we were talking about Hungary, there's nothing else in its field. I think this is the same. But again, they've got Serbia in the semi-final with them and Montenegro. You don't know where the support's going to come from, but we'll see.
Okay. We'll see finally, on to one of the big hitters from this year, Sweden. Always a big hitter, always seem to do well. However, this just is not cutting it for me at all. It's bland, it's insipid. The staging is basically the only interesting thing about the song. I don't know if they're going to be able to repeat that on the big Eurovision stage. It just goes nowhere. It just doesn't do anything. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say.
Swedes had so many songs in the Melody Festival this year, good songs like Icarus, like Mariette again, also the Felix Sandman, and they sing this.
Yeah.
But I have no opinion. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Desiree.
Yeah, so this song doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, it's completely generic for me, and yeah, for me it could stay out of the final. I would not miss it for a minute.
Okay. And Chris?
I have to disagree. I think that Sweden is doing a very good job in trying to capture what's been in the charts. It's a very current song, actually, and there's always this idea about Sweden being bland and safe. In this case, I don't.
No. I disagree. They're not always bland and safe, but I think they are this year.
No, they are not, because they're taking a risk. They are doing something that is like something that Justin Bieber would have done like 2 years ago or something. So it's still pretty modern in Eurovision terms, and the staging looks extremely expensive. He can move, he can dance, and I have to warn you, it might actually win the jury vote in the final.
Do you think that Justin Bieber would do well on the Eurovision stage?
Well, I don't know about that. I just know that Justin Bieber is popular. He produces music that has a lot of he has a lot of consulting going on about what he's putting out there, and I think Sweden are exactly at the pulse of the time. They know what they're doing, and there's no way that Sweden will miss the final this year.
Okay. And finally, Andrew, Sweden for you?
I think you summed it up quite nicely. It feels like a malfunctioning treadmill of a song. You just kind of.
I like that.
You know, that was the feeling as you were saying that. It made me. That's what it made me think of. And also, you mentioned, you know, the strength of it. It sounds like a kind of very poor man's The Weeknd.
Yeah.
And it's like that was what they were trying to go for. Nothing new. Just trying to copy something American-like, which might help with the juries, you know, as you said. But I don't know. If it wasn't Sweden, I think this would be right down the bottom of the list in its semi-final. But it will probably scrape through by the name Sweden.
No. It's gonna do much better than that. Okay, I promise you.
We'll have a look. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll probably be eating my words as always. So
they know what they're doing, because they have this whole Melody Festival and process going on. They know the staging. They have preparation. They have practiced so much, rehearsing this to the finest of details. Sweden knows what they're doing, and it's gonna be like 5th place again.
Okay. So you're saying it's too slick an operation for it to fail, right?
It's not gonna fail. Not with this performer. And if you followed Ingrosso from last year when he had the song Good Lovin', I would even say that he is following his own kind of style of music. So I wouldn't dismiss it in a sense of Sweden is just trying to go for something that's popular or in the charts or anything. They are doing their own thing. It has an identity, and I think Sweden will do well again.
Okay. We are on the last song. Yay! So we have Melovin, Under the Ladder, Ukraine, and I'll just put that on especially for our Ukrainian delegation sitting next to me. Yeah, I'm going to come to you last, so have a think about what you're going to say. Desiree, Ukraine for you.
Well, this is, I'm afraid, one of the songs that has completely passed me by this year. I don't really know what to think about it. What I know most about the song is the chorus, but I don't know. I don't really have an opinion about this one.
I completely agree with you. It's just passed me by. I think I'm really disappointed with Ukraine this year. They always seem to bring it to Eurovision, but this year something went wrong. I don't know, maybe they programmed the wrong computer or something, and the wrong person came out at the other end. But yeah, it's just not loving any Ukrainian. Chris?
As we know, Ukraine will bring the show. It's gonna be a showstopper in the second semi-final. It will qualify definitely. The one issue they have to fix is the English diction, because the song itself would perhaps qualify as some sort of Britpop song. Yeah. But if the diction is poor as we have heard in the Ukrainian national final, then that's kind of a mismatch.
Yeah. Andrew?
Yeah, I'd share your sentiments on this one actually as well. What would be my question? It doesn't seem. It's definitely. Yeah, sorry. Well, I don't think you're that bothered, but you know, I don't think you're going to lose too much sleep over it. But it's it's certainly one of my least favourite. It will qualify, but it was interesting. You know, they had the list of the things that were banned. They said ladders. It's a shame that this made it through. Really, you know. I won't be bringing my ladder, and I won't want to listen to the ladder. I would say, yeah.
Sergey, your home country, what do you think?
You need to be careful to pronounce his name, because if you will be incorrect, he and his fans will curse you for the rest of your life.
I'm used to fans cursing me for the rest of their lives.
They did to me also. So I pronounced, firstly I pronounced his name Melovin. Then he tries to correct me, but I am also always trying to name his Melovin. Melovin. Why don't?
So how do you pronounce it?
Melovin. Now.
Melovin.
Now it's Melovin.
Melovin.
So, and we in Ukrainians think that, oh fuck, oh god, just let him go.
Other swear words are available.
Just let him go once, and we will never see him again. And I think that we will finish in the top 3.
Top three, okay.
I don't like him as a person because he's ignorant, he's selfish, he's two-faced, but something catchy in this song is it can be in top 3. Okay. I can feel it.
Okay, so that kind of wraps up our review. So I have just one last thing from all of you: your favorite song, what you think is going to win, and what you thought was the most controversial song tonight. So for me, my favorite song is Hungary. I think Norway are going to win, and I think what stirred up the most controversy, there was a couple. There was, I think, probably Russia. Really, I think that's the one that did it. It's okay.
My favorite is France. I hope and I think that France will win. And the
the most controversial
most controversial
this evening.
Russia again. Russia.
Andrew.
Favourite Australia, just for the fluffy pop.
Yeah, of course.
One that I think was going to win, hopefully not Bulgaria. France would be more I would prefer, but God, this is a tough one. Can I come back to you when they've finished round? Most controversial between us, I think maybe Sweden at the end. We were having quite a discussion. So I'll come back to my winner.
Desiree?
Well, my favorite is Albania. What I think is going to win, we have to see rehearsals, but I'll stick to Australia for now. And the most controversial one, I don't know really.
Russia, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Chris?
Favorite one, Belgium. There's
shock, horror, stop the press.
Regarding winner, I would predict France to win the televote. I would Sweden to win the jury vote. And in the end, it might be Bulgaria by placing second on both tables. Most controversial for me would be Norway, because it's just, this is exactly how a comeback goes wrong.
Okay. Guys, thank you for checking in. Everybody wave goodbye. Thank you so much, guys. A huge, massive bag of opinions there. Rehearsals start tomorrow morning at 10. I think it's 10 o'clock or something like that. And I hope we all have a fantastic Eurovision Song Contest here in Lisbon 2018.
And a good night today.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.